Use of determinants. Each and every. Each is used for one of the two things or one of many things. Every is used one of many things and never for two things. When we think about as individual, we use each, and when we make a general statement about all of a group, we use every. For example, each of the two men was arrested. Next, they rushed out to meet each visitor. Next, every child would have milk every day. Note, each and every take singular word. Second, either and neither. Either has two meanings. One of the two and each of the two. Neither is the opposite of either. For example, take either half. They are exactly the same. Next, park the car either side of the road. Next, neither statement is true. Third, some and any. Some is used in affirmative sentences with uncountable and plural countable nouns. For example, he has read some books. Next, I have some good ideas on this matter. Some is used in question when we expect positive answer. For example, would you like some coffee? Next, could you give me some examples? Next, do you need some money? Any is generally used in negative sentences. For example, there isn't any milk in the glass. Next, he hasn't read any books. Any is used in question where we expect negative answer. For example, is there any milk in the glass? Next, are there any books on the table? Any is also used in affirmative sentences before plural noun and uncountable noun when we refer to something which may or may not exist. For example, you can come at any time you want. Next, read the letter to check if there are any mistakes. Next, countable. For example, all that glitters isn't gold. Next, all is well that and is well. All requires a plural verb when it follows the plural noun. For example, all the students have come. Next, all the pomegranates are rotten. Both. Both is used when two things or persons are involved of the same kind. For example, both the children have drunk the milk. Next, she can't have it both ways. Fifth, few, a few, and the few. Few denotes number. Few. Few has a negative sense and means in none or hardly any. A few. A few is used in the affirmative and means some but not many. The few. The few has both affirmative as well as negative sense. It means not many but all of them. For example, he makes few mistakes. Next, he made a few mistakes in the essay. Next, the few mistakes which he made were minor. Sixth, little, a little, and the little. Little refers to amount or quantity. Little has a negative sense and means hardly any. A little is used in the affirmative and means some. The little has both affirmative as well as negative sense. It means some but not much. For example, I have little milk. Next, but Raman has a little milk. Next, the little milk which you have is not enough. Seventh, many and much. Many denotes number. It is used before plural countable noun. For example, he had many friends to work. Next, many stories were written by him. Note, many a is followed by a singular noun and takes a singular verb. For example, many a person loves swimming. Next, Many a child wants to eat chocolates. Much. Much denotes quantity and emphasizes a large amount. For example, she has much money. Next, she spent much time on shopping. Eighth, less and fewer. Less denotes the quantity, fewer denotes the number. These are known as comparative determinants. For example, he has less time for his hobbies. Next, the poor has less access to education. Next, there are fewer rooms in this house. Ninth, more and most. More is a comparative determiner. It is used before plural and uncountable noun with than. It is also used to refer to an additional quantity of something without than. For example, she is more intelligent than her sister. Next, he does more work than me. Next, we need more information. Next, I want some more tea. Most indicates nearly all of a group or amount. For example, most people recover, but the disease can be fatal. Next, most farmers are still using the old methods. 10th, enough and several. Enough refers the quantity or quality which is needed and is used before uncountable noun or plural noun. For example, he hasn't enough food in the plate. Next, there is enough space to play. Next, they weren't getting enough guests. Several indicates an imprecise number that isn't very large but more than 2. For example, there were several reasons for his crime. Next, I had seen her several times before.